You must have a plan, of course. No plan. You maybe heard this quote: "No pain, no gain."
Yeah, no pain, no gain.
Simple as that.
Yeah. One I've always liked when I was an army cadet at school. I was quite set on joining the army actually. I'm glad I did it now. But
That's it.
it was a different time in my life, and I always like the phrase of "it's not raining, it's not training," which is very similar sort of thing. Like,
Yes.
if you're not suffering in some way, you're not kind of you're not working hard.
And you have to be smart as well
Yeah.
to cut the corner.
Not looking forward to going back to work on Wednesday. I know I've got a meeting in the afternoon that I didn't get as prepared for before I went off. And
So how's your experience living in Brighton?
it's really good actually. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I always go to Brighton in summer.
Yeah.
Because that's the closest beach to us in London.
Yes, of course.
As compared to any other. I don't like the South End one. That's
No,
Stony Beach.
Yeah.
Even Brighton one has Stony Beach as well, but it's better. Like, it's good.
Yeah, because Brighton, although it's stony, you get used to it quite quick. Bring a pair of flip-flops, it's really
Yeah.
not the end of the world. And I like Brighton as well because when the tide's in, it's quite a deep beach, so you haven't got to go really far out to be able to swim. But yeah, it's good. I mean, I moved there when I was 18 with my best mate,
Okay.
and we basically moved for exactly the reason you just said. It was the closest beach to us growing up.
Okay.
We always went down to Brighton as teenagers. The number of times over the summer we'd say, "Oh yeah, Mum, I'm just going around to Tom's house," and we'd get on a train down from Croydon and go to Brighton. So yeah, we loved it. Moved there at 18. Yeah, and it's good fun. I mean,
I've seen one. I know one shop, fish and chips.
Yeah.
The corner one is a kebab shop or something like that. Very busy at night time. I don't know the name. I always go there. Like, their stuff is good. Like,
where the one on the bottom of West Street?
I
think
is in the corner somewhere. I don't know the.
Yeah, I think I know the one you mean. It's
is
kind of
the one
corner.
late night ones?
Yeah, there
It's
is
not
one.
a tourist shop. It's like a proper all the
Yeah.
time. Because never go on tourist shop because they are.
That's it. I never get fish and chips anywhere near the beach because they're always crap
Yes.
the nearer the beach you are.
Yes.
It's
Exactly.
a really good shop. If you go to Brighton again, it's on St James Street and it's called Fuller's, and it's the best fish and chips in Brighton. I used to live right next door to it as well, which was very bad for me. Let's put it that way. I was eating.
It's a small shop. It's not a very big shop, but it's the corner one. That's
Yes.
what I know.
Yeah. But yeah, this place Fuller's, best fish and chips in Brighton. But it's tiny. There's no space inside. It's literally just a fish counter, very old school.
Yeah, and maybe 3-4 chairs and table. That's it.
Yeah, there's a few sort of tables outside.
Yeah, outside.
Do you know Brighton?
Yeah.
Quite well. Yeah. Do you know Kemp Town?
No, I don't know like that, but I know how to get under the
know how to
beach
get there,
and where to park.
Yeah.
That's what
'cause
I
you
know.
normally drive down to Brighton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you normally park? Where's your
In the side streets.
side streets? Yeah, it's got to be.
And mostly parkings are not free. You have to pay for it. So
That's it. You've got to pay.
It's better.
There are
pay.
spots you can get free parking, but you end up having to leave your car. I mean, there's a spot you can get free parking. You're only about
After
5-minute walk from the beach.
after 6 or 7 is free maybe.
Yeah. No, so there's some areas where you don't need a permit. So when I first moved there, my flatmate had a car, and there's about an 18-month waiting list to get a parking permit in Brighton. And we only had a year's tenancy, so we thought, well, there's no point even trying. So he used to park his car. It was about a 15-20 minute walk from our flat. But he used to have like a little BMX bike. And just keep BMX in the car and cycle to the car, drop the bike back before he drove off. So yeah, he had free parking in Brighton for a year, 5 minutes from the sea. But those roads, now that more and more people know about them, because idiots like me go around telling everyone about them, they just get it's so hard to park there. Like I said, I passed my test, but I'm probably not even going to bother getting a car, just because it's a fact of parking and insurance and everything. Yeah, it's an unnecessary expense for me at this point.
And what do you think about Dublin, like, as compared to Brighton? Dublin is a fast-paced city or no?
Yes and no. I think it's been a very fast-paced week, is what we've been doing. I do feel like a lot more people here are quite relaxed. I've always felt the Irish are more laid-back people than the English. And I mean, I'm half Irish myself, so there's a bit of, I've spent a lot of time over in Ireland as a kid, a lot of time in England, and I've always felt the Irish are much more chilled out about a lot of things, but can be very intense as well. Yeah. I do quite like. I've always liked being around Dublin because it all looks like roads my nan lived on. She passed away a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, all the kind of streets like this, that's the reason to say it, basically look identical to the road she was living on. So yeah, I always get that kind of nostalgia, even though I've never lived here myself. Yeah, there's a clever cut through you've just taken as well.
Yeah.
Missed the lights there.
Because the lights are very slow. No sensors.
Smart.
So how do you know this?
Sorry?
How do you know this?
Well, because I don't know. I was aware we're kind of on the main road heading that way, and then suddenly we're in tiny houses. And I'm thinking we're not at the airport yet, and then we're back out. Obviously we've turned right. Yeah, sorry. It sounds like I'm critiquing your route, but I just thought it was clever. Like, I know roughly which way we're heading to the airport.
Because I can go straight as well to M50, but that will be a little bit long.
That's it.
It's good for me, but no good for you. Like.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, I really respect that. Thank you. Because too many drivers just say, right, it's an airport run, sit in traffic the whole way. So no, thank you. But I guess.
Yeah, but I missed the Drumcondra traffic instead going to Drumcondra. Because from Phibsborough we came all the way from Phibsborough up, and then we will join the Cullens Avenue right straight up.
Yeah. No, it's clever.
Because the few traffic lights where we stuck, otherwise, if no traffic lights, straight up.
Yeah.
Because this is the best route.
Yeah. Yeah, because the bus I think basically just went straight in from the airport, and I don't know Dublin that well. I know the city centre right after this week, and I know roughly where the airport is out near Swords, but yeah, it's not a city I can claim to know as well as I know London or over by it. I wouldn't mind living in the UK, living in Ireland at some point, I think.
There are plenty of opportunities, man.
Yeah.
But you must know how to catch them.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because it's not like that you're sitting at home and the opportunity will come and knock on your door. I'm waiting for you. No.
Yeah.
You have to chase.
Exactly. And I think that's my issue at the moment. I wouldn't say late. I'm fairly comfortable at the moment in the position I'm in, and I feel like that's really killed my drive to work hard. Like I said, as a teenager, I was incredibly hard working. I did a paper round every day. I was up at 5:30, 7 days a week from the age of 13, and I had no problem working hard. I then went and worked at KFC for 2 years after I was 16. Once I was 16, while I was doing my A-levels, I was working in KFC 4 or 5 hours a night, doing the paper round in the morning still, and I loved working hard. And then I worked quite hard to get the apprenticeship I got and get into this project management. I've just got really lazy, and I thought, well, I'm in a comfortable enough position. I'm on a career path. I know sort of a lot of people in my close team are retiring in a few years. There are going to be a lot of opportunities coming up.